stop asking yourselves the questions that big marketing, big alcohol, and everyone else wants you to ask. And those questions are, am I an alcoholic, AKA in this category where I'm losing my job, I'm losing my family, I can't function, my hands are shaking, whatever it is. And instead, ask yourselves these questions that Deb and I are going to talk about. So do you want to kick us off, Deb?
Well, I think one of the number one questions is just how would your life improve if you removed alcohol? So, really getting honest about, is your life better without alcohol? And if you don't know that, then take a break and see.
Yeah.
That's like my most simple question. And if it's better without it, then there's your answer.
Yeah. And I know that there are a whole bunch of other questions sort of that roll up under that one. How would your life improve without alcohol? Because some of the ones you've shared with me are, really digging into what are the benefits of drinking? What are the benefits of not drinking? The negative effects of drinking, the negative effects of not drinking. Those all roll up into how would your life improve if you removed alcohol? But I know that when I was drinking, I didn't think my life, would improve at all. Or I was like, okay, yes, it would be cool to like lose weight and not have hangovers. And maybe I thought those were the only two benefits to not drinking, what remembering the shows I watch at night and not pretending I remember conversations with my husband, that might be two. But like, I thought that the negative effects of not drinking literally were, I will never have fun again. Like, so there is so much bias that we have, that we've like bought into this concept for so long, and we have so much fear around not drinking. So like, the reason I like this question, as well as like, I know you're going to talk about the cost benefit analysis, is please, if you're listening to this, take the time to go beyond, I won't be hungover, that's good, but my life will suck, that's bad, right? So Deb, will you go into how you dig in further to that?
Yeah. So the cost benefit analysis, it sounds like we're running a business, but this is actually a tool from Smart Recovery. And like you said, I am a certified Smart Recovery facilitator, but basically it's weighing the pros and cons of either drinking or not drinking. So it's getting more detailed. And I always recommend that people write these things down. So just like when you're doing a math problem, unless you're Rain Man, it's hard to do it in your head, right? So there is something very helpful about the physical act of writing things down instead of keeping them in your head. So with all these questions, I always recommend writing them out. So the cost benefit analysis is basically like you can take a piece of paper and just divide it into 4 grids, and you're going to really dig in, like you said, and specifically ask yourself, like, what are the benefits of drinking? And list all those out. And for most people, there's a buzz, there's, relaxation, less anxiety, calmness, or whatnot. Like, and just be honest. I mean, we wouldn't drink if we didn't get something out of it, right? But when you do those benefits, those are actually your list of things you need to find a replacement for. So if you're like, oh, I'm drinking to relax, to feel more calm, to have fun, well, that's where you can look at your list of drinking reasons and find other ways to get to that feeling. And then same of when you're looking at the costs of drinking, that's where you really want to get honest about, like, oh, well, there's weight gain. I have more anxiety. I'm not sleeping as well. I'm getting in more fights. My work is shitty. I'm not taking care of my kids, myself. Maybe you have actual health consequences. Your blood pressure's high. Just list all of those down. And it's just helpful to really be honest and be like, wow, like would I pay for something like this? Like to have all these negative consequences in my life? Probably not. And even when we're still in the thick of drinking, we can name some costs of drinking and some of the negative side effects.
Yeah. And one thing you said that I thought was awesome is listing the things that why the benefits of drinking, which by the way, I could debate whether it actually reduces anxiety and all that kind of
Of
stuff.
course, right?
It's a
Yeah.
depressant and a stimulant, but you're right. Like, what do you think the benefits are of drinking? What's it giving you? And actually using that list to figure out what are options for replacements, right? Like I talk about sober treats, but like, okay, it helps me
Mhm.
relax. Literally arrow to a bullet list of 6 things that might also help you relax. It helps me celebrate. All right, let's bullet out 6 things that could often help you celebrate. I actually yesterday was talking to a client of mine who, just finished up. She's a music teacher, this huge, concert at school, her biggest thing of the year that always signaled basically getting through the year, right? It was the big finale. And she was like, "Oh, I always go out with my family and my husband to this amazing steak restaurant. And I'm just picturing this amazing red wine and I'm picturing this vodka tonic." And she's doing great in not drinking and feeling a million times better. So she's like, "Well, I'll just have my favorite seltzer and lime and I'll get a dessert and XYZ." And I was like, okay, and tell my husband I'm not drinking and I'll text you before and after. And I'm like, yeah, that's great. Good job. Way to think ahead. But also, how about completely shifting that reward? Like, how about at the end of the concert, taking the day off the next day or the weekend after? How about planning a spa day where you go to one of those spas that have like the hot steam room and the dry steam room and get a foot massage or whatever it is, or go have breakfast by yourself in a beautiful place, or go for a hike. Like, you don't have to just, I'm all for like keep the ritual, change the ingredients, but you don't have to just do that. You can actually change the ritual. And then every year after your big concert, have this huge, awesome celebration of meat day. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Yeah, you need to replace whatever benefit you were whatever perceived benefit you got from drinking in some way. Like we all need some more joy in our life. So definitely using that list to find other ways of achieving those same goals.